YouTube viewers, Rectangular back, this time with another review. Here we have the Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy Rocket Raccoon. Now this figure is technically, I believe, in the 6-inch scale. I don't have any of the other figures from this series, but I think they are approximately 6-inch. I think the Star-Lord is about 6 inches tall. And this is from the animated series, or the cartoon, Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon, which I think is on Disney XD. So it's a pretty damn good show. I think I'm only like halfway through the series right now, so I still need some catching up to do. But from what I've seen, it's pretty decent show. Here we have the back of the package. It says Rocket Raccoon, a mechanical genius and intergalactic hero. Rocket Raccoon fights to take down the bad guys. And then it says the same thing in different languages. On the right we have Star-Lord, Drax, and Groot. And just says also look for these. So Gamora was not enough room on the package for Gamora, but you can definitely get her in the animated line as well. Before we get into the figure, I wanted to show the accessories that he comes with. On the right we have his blaster, which is the same one from the movie figure that came out a couple years ago. So if you have the movie Rocket Raccoon that came in that same wave with Nova and all the other movie figures, that was the Groot Build-A-Figure wave. It's the same weapon. I think, I don't have it nearby, but I think the one that came from that wave might have a little bit of paint on it, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I looked at that figure. And it's not bad. You know, the plastic is a little bit on the soft side, but you know, it is what it is. And then on the left we have the little baby Groot, and you can see that on the side it says I am Groot on his pot. And yeah, very cool. I think just needs a little bit of paint, and you'll be able to make out his eyes and his features a little bit more. But it's pretty cool. You can actually see his little tiny hands. And not too bad of an accessory. It's pretty damn good. We're lucky to get accessories that look this good for Marvel Legends. So these are only $8 figures. So far I've only seen these show up at Toys R Us, but I don't think there are Toys R Us exclusives. So as far as I know, they're going to be showing up everywhere, like Target, Walmart, probably even grocery stores. So keep your eyes peeled, and let's show the figure itself. Okay, so here we have Rocket Raccoon out of the package, and overall I can say pretty damn impressed. For an $8 figure, it's got some pretty decent articulation. The sculpt is pretty nice, and yeah, I think the likeness is spot on for how Rocket looks like in the show. The only thing would have been really spectacular is if he had a articulated jaw or an alternate head with an open, like, screaming mouth. But otherwise, pretty damn cool. Not a whole lot of paint, especially on the color of his fur. But where he does have paint, it's pretty well applied on his face, on the mask of his face, on the teeth. Pretty well done. I don't see any white smudging out into his fur. And the gloves, his knee pads, the sides of his costume are all painted well with the black. Everything's within the lines. The tail is painted well. You do have that horrible serial number. At least they put it on the back of his tail. It's got all that China, made in China Marvel information on there as well with the serial number. No shading at all, but yeah, it's pretty well sculpted, and really like it. I think they did a great job on him. Okay, so let's get into his articulation. On his head, it is on a ball peg, but the peg is, or the ball is actually pretty large, so you can remove his head, but be advised that if you do, you're probably going to stretch the plastic and the head will probably sit on the peg a little bit loose from, you know, that moment forward. So I don't know if you can see under there that oh, and his tail just popped off, but you know, it is on a peg, and I'll pop it off for review purposes. You know, it is going to stretch the plastic, so I would definitely recommend heating it up if you're, you know, worried about damaging it. But there it goes. So, you know, you could torque it a little bit too much and damage the plastic inside the head, because this is a little bit soft, but not super soft. So you can see that the figure is orange, and then they have the brown paint, or the tan paint, for his fur. So then the head is the tan plastic. So you know, it is removable, but look how much bigger the ball is in comparison to the head. So hopefully I'm gonna get that back on without damaging the figure too much. So yeah, it is removable, and so that allows him to cock his head a little bit to the side, so that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Gives him a lot more expression that way. So he can't really look up and down too much. Can look down a little bit, and same with looking up. That's not too terrible, but yeah, it's very useful for him cocking it side to side. Then of course he can do 360 all the way around. So pretty cool. And then at the shoulders, he just has a single swivel joint, so he can get 360 rotation if you move his head out of the way. On both arms, same articulation. And then similar to the articulation we have on Marvel Legends females, he has a hinge and swivel, so he can rotate his arm, you know, completely around, and then it's got a hinge, so it can go up and down 90 degrees. It would be nice to go a little bit more into the 90, but you know, these are considered a value toy, not a collector's toy really. And no any kind of articulation at the wrist, so no rotation, no hinge there, no waist joint, no ab crunch, but he does have a hinge at the leg, so that is very cool, and he can go very far up, you know, like 90 degrees or more, and then very far back, like 90 degrees. So that's spectacular. And then no other articulation, doesn't swivel at the lower leg, and then he does have tiny peg holes at the bottom of his feet. So very, very cool. You know, the only thing that would have really set him even above and beyond, you know, this is already a better figure in some respects than what we got from Marvel Legends as far as the Rocket Raccoon from the Groot wave. Let's pop his tail back on, and you can see it just pegs into the hole on his bottom there. So just push that in. Of course, it's kind of a slippery plastic, a little bit tricky, but it does pop in without a whole lot of effort, and then bam, he can prop himself up with his tail. Not that he needs it that badly, but very, very cool. And let's do some size comparison with some other figures. Alright, so on the left we have the Rocket Raccoon from the Entertainment Earth 5-pack, exclusive 5-pack, and you know, that had a little bit more of an animated look or comic book look than the Build-A-Figure that we got from Marvel Legends. And then on the right we have the Rocket Raccoon from the Groot Build-A-Figure wave, and you can see that these guys are very close in size. So what I'm hoping to do is kit bash these two figures together so that I can get the waist rotation from this figure in conjunction with the lower leg articulation from the animated series figure. So hopefully that is going to work. Obviously I'm going to have to cut him basically in half and hope that I can get this connected. I'm thinking maybe a magnet, I can make it happen. But yeah, very, very cool. We'll put the weapon in his hand and throw baby Groot in there so you can get a look at how he is next to Groot. And here we have Rocket Raccoon with his weapon and baby Groot in the pot. Next to them is the potted plant that came with that Entertainment Earth 5-pack Guardians of the Galaxy set with the little potted Groot as well. That also came in the 3 3/4 inch line of figures with I think Rocket Raccoon as well. And then we have the Marvel Legends Gamora from that Entertainment Earth 5-pack. So yeah, I think they are very perfect in scale with each other, and I think the baby Groot is quite nice. You know, it kind of gives you a different size. You know, you go from this tiny baby Groot to a maturing, more like teenage baby Groot in the pot. So very cool. And finally we'll show him next to the Groot from this 5-pack. And finally we have Rocket next to Drax and Groot from the Entertainment Earth 5-pack. And you can see that still works quite nicely. And yeah, I don't obviously have the other figures from this wave, but so far they look pretty decent. If you are into the show, I think you will like them quite a bit, and if you like this look for Rocket, I think they'll work well with your Marvel Legends. So with that, hopefully you guys like the video, you share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and I always love hearing back from you guys, so please leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.
That's crispy.